All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're going to dive into some of the other DevCon stuff I learned. As you can see, I got all my swag on, got all my badge, all my lanyards and stuff. I'm gonna I plan to have like dozens of these by the time I'm done. Anyway, I want to go over some stuff you may or may not know about Foundry and talk a little bit about how this is going to, I think, really help enable some of the strategy. One is like, I don't know if you know this, but you can use VS Code Workspaces now to do data transformations in Foundry. I have the open source ComsForge project over here. You can see like some of our transformations that we're using to bring in our Slack messages, Gmails, etc. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly get us on a video demo. Video demo branch. Oh, wait, sorry. Duh. Git checkout dash bds slash video. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to install an extension that is for Continue. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Continue. It's a AI code assist tool. And it's available now, like today, in VS Code. In Foundry for VS Code Workspaces. I don't believe, or I think you can install it. You might be able to install it locally. I'm not sure yet, but I do know for VS Code Workspaces, it's available today. And you can just run this command to install the extension. Now it's got the Continue extension available. Now, like in Continue, like for example, if I select all this code and hit Command L, it's going to launch the AI Assist based on Claude 3.5. And you have, these are the models that are available for you to do AI coding. But I'll just do, please explain this code. I believe I might have to highlight it again. Let's just try that again. Yeah, please explain this code. And so right now it's going to analyze the code in Foundry, but you can also ask it to generate code and modify code in Foundry. I could go through an exercise now of like maybe how I'll ask it to make changes. And then you can apply those changes directly to the code over here on the right-hand side. It's got an integration that allows this. Let's go ahead and please recommend. Let's just go. Please recommend changes to this code. It'll go ahead and make recommendations, and it's got a little play button. It'll go through and like actually apply the code changes to the repo. Based on your suggestions or whatever. But more importantly, like you can use this to build out your transforms in Foundry. Palantir is training the models in here, like providing relevant in context data to the models so that it understands their transform API. Their transform API is, I believe it's down here. Where did the transform decorator go? I can never find this thing. Kernel, blah blah blah. Let's just roll this thing up so I can actually see the transform. Let's roll that up. Let's roll that up. Let's roll that up. Let's roll that up. Jesus, there's a transform somewhere in here, I promise. Let's roll that up. Okay, here we go. This is the Palantir transform APIs, and they're providing in context learning data to the model so it knows how these APIs work. So when you have a Foundry input, it knows what the input is, and when you have an output, it knows what the output is. You'll see all the types are defined on here, like these incremental transform contexts, etc. And so the model will be able to understand those things and output accurate code for Foundry based on that. And then the vision here is like really accelerating the average Foundry developer's ability to use AI to generate code and make every developer kind of like the 10x developer. Now, I'm skeptical in the sense that I don't really believe AI coding assist tools like this are going to be what creates a really valuable software engineer. I think it's just a valuable tool to people like me who want to go faster and reduce the cost of development. Using these tools correctly will enable that sort of thing. And what I'm really excited about is Palantir is working to allow you to extend this extension and effectively build your own tools that teach the model based on your prompts and boilerplate, like how to generate a transform, how to perform a join, how to do, maybe you have a whole bunch of UDFs that you've defined, how to use those UDFs effectively. That's going to be a huge speed up. So like if I can tune this thing to exactly how I write code, include my libraries that I've built for Foundry, then I can start moving extremely fast, and I'm like totally here for that. So like if we get to the point where that's happening, I think it's a huge value unlock for engineers like me. So know this is there. Again, if you want to install the extension and play with it today, you can go ahead and install it in VS Code Workspace. It's only available, VS Code Workspaces are only available for Python repos, I believe, right now. I don't see those options in the TypeScript 1.0 repos. But that brings me to the other thing I want to kind of share with you, and that is a really cool new feature. Let's just go to, I need a code repository. Let's get a new code repository created. There's TypeScript 2.0 functions now, which I just found out about yesterday. This is extremely exciting stuff. Let's just create a video demo repo. Now, these aren't going to be production ready until the end of April. But what it allows now is like, it's just a standard Node runtime. Any NPM package that works with Node is going to work in here. Basically any. Like today in TypeScript 1.0, there's a custom Node and V8 runtime, I guess, that Palantir's created. And there are a lot of missing Node.js APIs. Most notably up until recently was Fetch. But like now all of the Node APIs are supported, which means like you can go and install, modern NPM packages that maybe contained versions of ECMAScript that Palantir didn't support, or particular Node.js libraries Palantir didn't support. Now all those things are supported, and like that's awesome because like our workaround to date for that issue was to build compute modules, which would allow us to customize the runtime. Now we can spin all those things down and start using this new modern runtime. But there's some notable caveats here. The first is ontology edits are not supported, so you could read data from the ontology, but edits are not supported yet. The other is external system decorators are not supported either, meaning you can't call out to external systems yet using functions. I think webhooks is probably supported, so you could probably import your webhooks and call out that way. But just a heads up, not supported yet, but they will be, and I would say like probably hold off on using this until end of April. The way the exports work now too is any default export in like in this root functions folder, so like down here if you do an exports default, that will automatically be picked up and published for you using the file name as the name of the function. So you don't have to do this process of like adding those annoying decorators for the functions anymore. It will automatically just infer this stuff, so you can kind of spin down a lot of those decorators that were like at function or at query, etc. It just infers the API name for your function based on the file name. So that's going to be a huge speed up. So modern Node.js runtime, modern NPM packages, full support, the ability to not have to add these decorators all the time. That's a huge value unlock. So I'm really looking forward to April, end of April, when ontology edits and external systems are supported. I'm going to go ahead and migrate a lot of the work we did in ComsForge, which is substantial. So like our first release in March of ComsForge will be in the TypeScript 1.0 repo structure, and that'll have all of this here for you to use. And then the next release will probably be in the summer. Will include the migration to the TypeScript 2.0, which is a pretty large refactor. And there is no migration tool here. I mean, it's not a large refactor. It's just a lot of files to go through. And there's no migration tool here. So like, you're going to have to manually do this stuff or write your own migration tool, removing decorators that are no longer supported and making sure you have default exports on your functions that you want exported and that they're in the right place, right? So that is a little bit of a refactor, but not huge. I mean, it's just a lot of individual files to go for. But look for that look for the full release of this end of April, and then look for our updated ComsForge stuff probably midsummer. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something about support for Continue and where Palantir is going with their AI tools, which is super exciting. Like the idea that engineers are already accelerated in Foundry by using this platform will be even more accelerated by the use of extensions like Continue and the ability to customize them. And now we have modern Node.js runtimes, so we don't have to do these annoying hacks with compute modules and other things like that. So hope you enjoyed this update and see you soon.